So at the spot it's 4:51 and you know, that'd be pretty late normally, but not packing in a stand today, not getting in a tree at all. So about right on time actually, almost maybe a little bit early. So I'm just gonna start walking out to this little spot. I'm going to a spot that we've never hunted on this piece. I mean, we've hunted this piece a lot. Trying to turn the luck around. It's November 7th and it's 55 degrees at 4:50 in the morning. That is way too warm. But yeah, so might as well start walking. This walk won't walk itself. Whew, we'll see you out there, folks. Well, it's actually a few minutes past legal shooting light, and I'm not even halfway really to where I want to be, but I kind of did that on purpose because I'm just gonna still hunt my way out there because there's some bedding right here. I'm right by where that doe stood up that one day when I was going out to hunt the scrapes. So I'm gonna still hunt my way to the rest of the spot now. But yeah, the wind is supposed to pick up and like gust to like 35 miles an hour today. So at least I'll have some good cover. If I do spot one, I can probably sneak up on it pretty well. But for now, I'm just gonna start working my way out to where I want to get to, and hopefully lay eyes on one before I get there. Once I get out there and just start glassing this big CRP field. So. I've literally walked like 30 yards from where I was set up, and I've already found some pretty big tracks coming down here, and they're like real fresh in the mud, coming down here to this pond. So I think what I'm kind of setting up for might be exactly what they're doing, because it's so hot and it's probably starting to chase quite a bit. I think they are coming down here to get a drink of water, so I should be actually set up in a pretty good spot. I mean, what I'm doing right now I think is about the best thing I could be doing, and for me, there's just something about being on the ground, being down here with them, being in their element that I just love. It's super fun. So, but I'm gonna keep moving here so I can start getting out there and just see a little bit farther. But it's looking good so far. Just had this buck dogging this doe like 50 yards up in front of this creek. I didn't get much footage because I just looked up and they were walking real fast, like trotting. The buck was obviously chasing that doe, but they did exactly what I thought they might. They were coming from food, cutting right along the creek and going back to these bedding areas. They were on the other side of the creek, but across the creek, once I get up here, the creek's only like 15 yards wide, so if I would have been up there, it would have been a chip shot. Dang, that was close though. I wish I could have seen where they went, and I wish they were on this side of the creek so I could make a move, but I can't cross there, but I'll definitely keep them in mind. That was a pretty nice buck. I never saw exactly how big he was. He wasn't huge, but it looked like one I would definitely shoot. Well, these blue jays are calling like 80 yards away, just on the other side of this little patch of willows that I can't see. So I don't know if there's a buck up and moving over there or what. I mean, obviously when jays call, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's a deer for sure, but they will call if a deer walks by, so. Okay, so that buck is right across the pond from me. And he's obviously cruising really hard, so I'm gonna literally try to run and try to cut him off. But yeah, that's a giant. I'm gonna try to go get him. I've been crawling for like a half hour, and I think he's bedded up here along the access path over to across the pond still. He can see over here pretty well though, is the only issue, so I'm moving slowly. But I'll give you updates as we go. This is pretty intense, I'm not gonna lie. I do in fact see the buck. He is bedded. He's bedded in the shade of a tree up there. This is looking pretty good. I just have to go about 10 more yards without him seeing me, then I have enough cover. I can almost walk. But I just need to make it through this little piece right here. It's pretty open, but I think as long as he looks away and the wind blows, I'll be good. I'm set up here in a little willow patch. I got pretty good cover around me, I think. I mean, it's like almost 2 o'clock, so I think I'm just sit out for the rest of the night. My first ever all-day hunt, so hopefully it turns out. pretty nice buck, catch me off guard. He walked to 10 yards. Just as I was about to draw when he was walking in, my arrow got caught in some grass and it actually pulled off the knock. Like the knock pulled off the string. So with my fingers, I just had to slowly put the arrow back on the string. And by the time I got it re-knocked, he was at like 15 yards and he was looking at me. I don't know how many close calls you can have before you finally get one, but I'm pushing that number up there. Gosh dang it.